And again, in the beginning of the movie, they basically trash motherhood, for lack of a better term. And in the end of the movie, America Ferrell like, what about ordinary Barbie? She can be a mom. I'm like, but yeah, you were trashing moms
The
in the
ordinary
beginning.
Barbie.
And two, nobody wants an ordinary Barbie. I said,
Nope.
that's a horrible idea. And then Will Ferrell's character said it's a horrible idea.
Yep. Yep, because let me tell you, and Lorena, when you played with Barbie, did you ever look at Barbie and go, I mean, a little 6, 7, 8 year old, however old, Lorena, when you first got your first Barbie, oh, I don't know if I can play with that. Those are unrealistic patriarchal beauty standards, and I can't meet them. No, it was Barbie.
No, it's like, Mom, how come you didn't get me the X, Y? Oh, well, no, maybe not that, but I wanted the X, Y, and Z Barbie. I wanted this one. I wanted this one. You played with your friends. Who had the prettiest outfits,
Yes.
to put on Barbie. I didn't, I didn't care that.
No.
Well, why does it only go in one direction? Like, why is it that the ideal feminine physique as presented with Barbie, that is part of the patriarchy? But if you were to play with an action figure as a little boy that features a male character who has huge biceps and massive muscles, and he looks toned in every way possible, well, that's not part of it, and that's okay apparently. Why does it only go in one direction?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I have no idea. I have no idea why women are singled out, or little girls are singled out for that, and the beauty. I don't know.
You know what? I do, and I'm gonna say this. For the past couple of years, there seems to be a certain, I'm stereotyping here because I can, blue-haired, loudmouth group of people who, for some reason, hate beautiful women, hate feminine looking women, hate that beautiful feminine looking women, they may not be necessarily beautiful, but they're very feminine, get male attention. They don't like that. So guess what? They're going to have to demonize that. You shouldn't, the male gaze. No. I can't look like that. So I'm just going to trash it. And that's what they do. Do you notice? Like with a lot of female leads in movies, they do not look very feminine at all.
They don't. True.
And they elevate these characters like Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Really? Granted, I like looking at beautiful people. I just do. If I want to look at regular people, I can go to Walmart. That's just, that's just kind of, how it is. But did you notice in the Barbie movie, okay, when the little brat was going on about Barbie, the one girl, and I find it interesting how she was the Asian girl, said, well, I like Barbies. And they gave her the look of death.
They did. They did.
So I kind of think about, if you go back to the Greek and Roman statues, the idea there is that you try to capture the best possible physical vision of what humanity could be. And so that is youthful, right? That is in shape, that is toned, it is graceful. And so that's sort of what the Barbie doll is. And one of the funny things to me about this is that, you in all of the history of toys, we could come up with all sorts of toys that represent all sorts of different ideals and concepts and iconography. But for whatever reason, Barbie worked on a psychological level that apparently is deeply, deeply entrenched into the minds of children who, they're not raised up inside the patriarchy, or, perhaps a college professor would argue with me on that. But they're not necessarily cultivated inside that way of thinking. For whatever reason, they're just drawn to the iconography, the silhouette of Barbie. And the same is true of these superheroes like Superman and Batman, and these, the visage that they have. I'm not sure that this is part of something that we as a culture have developed. I think this is something to do with the idealism of humanity, where we want to see our stars and our heroes and the things that we aspire to be potentially better than we can achieve. Because if it's achievable easily, then it's probably not worth striving towards. And I don't know that Barbie is worth striving towards, but it's at least worth the conversation. What do you all make of this idea that this goes way, way farther than the patriarchy or culture, but it's actually something more deep and more inherent in our humanity, perhaps.
The thing is that when I saw Barbie as a kid, and even now, I did not. I mean, yes, she had the tiny feet, that always fit, the perpetually fitted the heels, ready for them, which would actually come in handy. But whatever, she had the feminine form and the hair and the eyes, and she had all that. But it wasn't like I looked at her and went, that's the way I have to look, or I'm not acceptable to society. No, she was just a pretty doll that was not a baby doll, that was an adult doll that I could play with, and I could have as a friend, and I could have her do all the kinds of things that, as a little girl, I couldn't do, just for the fact that, I wasn't an adult. I didn't have money. I didn't have any of that stuff. I could nurture my imagination. And then, to hear it from really for years and years and years, people saying, oh, well, she's just, she's an unachievable attainment when it comes to beauty. It's like, well, it's interesting, but I grew up with that. And, millions of girls grew up that way. And we never once saw her that way. We saw her as things that we could, play out with our fantasies and dreams that we would want to achieve, that we would want to do. It wasn't just about her looks, even though, yes, she is attractive. And I'm sorry, there's nothing wrong with being attractive, y'all.
Nope.
And beauty is subjective.
Why don't they do the same with boys and G.I. Joe dolls?
Yeah.
In what way? Talk about that, Kara.
I mean, think of like G.I. Joe. He was always had the six pack and the short, like nicely styled hair, and he always had like he was just a very masculine, like action figure.
There's not Dad Bod Joe, is what you're saying.
No.
Exactly.
He had that kung fu grip, y'all. That kung fu grip.
Yeah, gotta remember that. And always had some kind of weapon. The bigger weapon, the better.
And whether it's fair or unfair, we see that, with like the movie, for example, this would not have worked if you had put Phoebe Waller-Bridge in as Barbie. This would not have worked if you'd put Lena Dunham in as Barbie. This doesn't work if Rosie O'Donnell is Barbie. Oh, God. This works because Margot Robbie is Barbie, and that is the painful truth.
Get Amy Schumer.
Amy Schumer Barbie.
I know.
I wouldn't have seen it if Amy Schumer had been Barbie.
No,
sorry, y'all.
absolutely not.
Absolutely.
Well, I'll guarantee
it would not be successful if it was Amy Schumer. I will tell you that 100%. It would not have hit 30 million if it was Amy Schumer.
I agree.
I will bet you that the storyline there was going to be that she was not the beautiful Barbie, and that she was not accepted by the Barbies, and then they had to learn to accept her. I'll guarantee you that was the script there. So.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Glad they passed it up.
Yeah.
And a good thing, a very good thing, because no, that would not have been. You would not have seen $300 million this weekend for that. I'm sorry. No. The attraction to this movie from a commercial standpoint was casting the right person for the role, which I don't know if there would have been a better person out there, maybe Anya Taylor-Joy or somebody like that. But I mean, you have to have somebody that looks like Barbie unquestionably to play Barbie in a movie like this if you want it to be a mega hit, or at least as big of a hit as you possibly can muster.
Renegade.